Liverpool 4-0 West Ham. Mo Salah, Sadio Mane and Daniel Sturridge strike 2 down hammers. 5 talking points. New season, same old Liverpool, and West Ham. Mo Salah and Sadio Mane picked up from where they left off last season as they fired Jurgen Klopp's men to a routine victory at Anfield. The Egyptian suffered a heartbreaking end to the previous campaign when he hobbled off injured in the Champions League final. He struggled through his country's World Cup campaign unable to make an impact but made it clear on Sunday that he will be no one-season wonder. It took Salah less than 20 minutes to get onto the scoresheet as new boy Naby Keita fed Andrew Robertson on the left and the Scots cross was turned in by the former Roma and Chelsea man. Robertson was involved in Liverpool's second on the stroke of half-time as his ball to the far post was headed back across goal by James Milner and Mane tapped home. The Senegal international added his second 8 minutes after the break when he was fed by Roberto Firmino before tucking the ball home, albeit from an offside position. Substitute Daniel Sturridge added gloss with a fourth goal with his first touch after replacing Salah. Here are 5 talking points from Anfield. There was serious pressure on Liverpool's shoulders going into their opening Premier League fixture of the season, after Klopp's summer splurge. It doesn't matter how many times the German repeats his side are plucky underdogs or the Rocky in this division, no one is buying it, perhaps not even him, deep down. And so they shouldn't. That sort of financial outlay on top of a great campaign in which they reached the final of the Champions League last season, demands results. On Sunday Liverpool got exactly that. A result. And one hell of a result too. Against a West Ham side that has invested heavily themselves this summer, Liverpool dominated from start to finish. So much so that new signing Alisson was barely called into action. If there is ever a season when Liverpool were really going to win the title then it is this one. They look the real deal. He just gets better with age, doesn't he? Now a bona fide veteran at 32. Milner is closing in on 500 Premier League appearances as he enters his 17th season in the top flight. But astonishingly, he looks every bit as sprightly as he did when he made his debut for Leeds as a 16-year-old way back in 2002. Against West Ham, he was everywhere, filling the box-to-box role with the energy of someone 10 years his junior. His assist for Mane's first goal, a cutback from the byline, showed his quality as well as his unwavering will to win. Boring? Don't be daft. Sadio Mane became the first Liverpool player to score in their opening fixture in 3 consecutive seasons in the Premier League era with his first half strike at Anfield. The Reds flew out of the traps, with the deadly trio of Mane, Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah licking their lips at West Ham's haphazard high line. The Senegalese flyer pointed to the name on the back of his shirt in front of the cup after netting his first goal of the season, but he won't have to worry about anyone forgetting his name in a hurry if he carries on this kind of form. Mane doubled his tally in the second half, thanks largely to the absence of VAR in the Premier League, as replays showed the Reds' number 10 was at least a yard offside, notching his first brace for Liverpool since the 6-1 drubbing of Watford at Anfield back in November 2016. The plaudits will keep coming for the midfielder who shone on his debut, a year after agreeing to join from RB Leipzig. The anticipation grew at a considerable rate last season as Liverpool fans waited for a glimpse of their £52.5 million man. And after an impressive pre-season, Keita did not disappoint, making his mark in the opening minutes. Busy in midfield and more than content to burst forward, he was involved in the opening goal, playing the ball out to Andrew Robertson who crossed for Salah to finish. Any lingering thoughts that Liverpool should have made more effort to sign Naby Fekir from Lyon as well have surely been put to bed after this afternoon. Away days at the likes of Anfield will not determine whether West Ham have a good season but, with a new manager at the helm and a raft of new signings, more was expected from the visitors. Felipe Anderson made a bright start but faded before being replaced in the second half while Jack Wilshere looked off the pace at the heart of midfield. With Andy Carroll injured, again, and Javier Hernandez still unable to curry favor, It was left to Marko Arnautovic to lead the line, but the Austrian cut a frustrated figure. An attack is still more likely to hit the headlines for his temper than his finishing. Manuel Pellegrini will be expected to deliver a top 10 finish at the London Stadium, but with fixtures against Arsenal, Manchester United and Chelsea before the end of September, it could be an uphill battle for the Chile.